They're shooting off fireworks outside. At least I hope that's what they are. It's just amazing how just one single incident can almost completely put away everything else that happened in the year. Things may not be perfect, things may be less than fine, but you're still maintaining, and then something comes along and just blindsides you. I was terminated from my job of 10 years earlier this month, of all the months to be terminated. Basically, I was involved in a accident where nobody was injured, but they said I didn't report it in a timely manner. I was supposed to report it immediately, and I didn't. So I did pass the drug and alcohol test. There's that, and they said it's all in the hands of the safety committee, and the big boss ended up terminating me over the phone the following Monday. Then it was just a very strange chain of events. I got terminated on Monday, went to the new job office in town on Tuesday, got hired at a new job in Manuka on Wednesday, worked Thursday and Friday, was told two totally different things. I was told by my supervisor to come back in on Monday, and then when I got home, I got a call from the job agency telling me not to go back on Monday. So Monday I went back anyway, trying to get a straight answer out of somebody, and the guy that interviewed me on Wednesday said they were looking for someone younger and faster. The funny thing about it is, when he interviewed me, he said he talked about how nobody wants to work. These young people, they don't want to work. But that's who he's looking for, someone younger and faster. So they want someone younger and faster that's not going to work. Whatever. But I have been doing a couple of I've done some jobs that have lasted like 3 days each week. I was standing outside the Jewel holding up a going out of business sign for the local jewelry store here in town. I had people actually, ladies actually pulled up to me and gave me McDonald's. 2 of them did. And the second one actually had like a little homeless kit. It was like one of those little drawstring bags, and it had toiletries in it. It had a blanket and a little packet of mix and stir chicken noodle soup and a little can with chicken chunks in it, and she gave me $5. So if that isn't a sign, I don't know what is. And then this past week I was working at this place. It's a water park resort off back in the woods around Marseilles. I didn't even know the place was back there. I don't go to Marseilles. But that's where it was, out back in the woods. It's the off season. They still had some people there, but it was mostly just, it was kind of strange. It was just like, there was almost nobody there. I mean, there were still people there, of course, but we didn't really interact with them all that much. We had to go in and clean the rooms, and then for my second and third days, I had to go in and strip the bed sheets and towels. It was just very strange being in that place where there was almost nobody there. It's almost like, are you familiar at all with the back rooms? That internet thing about those big empty rooms that are supposed to be scary. Well, they're not that scary to look at. But once you get inside there, it's just, it's not really scary so much as it is discomforting, unnerving. It's like you're in this unfamiliar place and you're the only one there. And there's nobody else around, and it's kind of disquieting. That's how it felt for me. Because when I was in, my first day I was in cleaning the rooms, and they had these very narrow hallways and small rooms with this mustard brown paint on the walls. The rooms I was cleaning weren't that big, but they were messy. And I'm like, you were supposed to do like so many rooms in so many hours, and I'm like, there's no way I can clean all this in this amount of time. But I did the best I could, and I was told to do the best I could, and I did. It was just a very odd experience for me. But I did it. And now, this coming week, I have an interview with Costco, and I also have a phone interview with the unemployment office, explaining to them why I was terminated. I'm hoping it won't affect me getting unemployment, or even better, if I could get hired on at Costco or some other full-time job that pays at least what I was being paid before I got terminated. People have been encouraging, and they have been supportive of me, and I am thankful for that. The people of my church, people who keep in touch with me on Facebook. That is a godsend, Facebook. It really is. It is definitely not a waste of time. Well, I guess maybe it depends on how you're using your time on it, and I use it to stay in touch with people and get encouragement from them. Rich Coase actually responded. It never ceases to amaze me, because he did that. He also did that when I was in the hospital with COVID a few years back, and now he did it again this year, encouraging me as I was reeling from losing my job and preparing to go and try and find another one. It just blows my mind. It really does. That he took the time to do something like that, to respond. It's awesome. It really is. That's all I can really say about it. I'm sitting here recollecting everything else that happened in the year before that. Writers Group is doing well. We had our thing on stage at the Billy Limbach Theater, and we went back to the Timbers again this year. We were very well received. And we had our latest anthology published. And we had the publication party at the library on Black Road in Joliet. Unfortunately, the coffee shop in the library that we were holding our open mic nights in, it closed. And I don't think it's going to become another coffee shop. I don't know what they're going to do with the space, but we thanked Tammy, she's the one who owned and run the place, and we thanked her for letting us use her store to perform in and read in. And I'm the one who got her what I hoped was a very nice card, and we all signed it and gave it to her. And we had our Christmas party at Semino's, which went well. The bad did not sweep away the good. The good was still there. Now that I'm recalling it and recollecting it, it is helping me. It does help. It didn't get rid of it. It didn't obliterate it or erase it. It just really caught me off guard, because I was staying on top of my bills and my debts that I had to pay. I still have every intention of paying them. It's just going to take me, hopefully not too much longer. I'm not used to this. I am used to being on top of things. And I thank God for it, because I know where it comes from. I know who provides my daily bread, who provides the means to pay my bills and my debts. And I gave thanks to him for it. And I keep telling myself, he's still going to come through for me. They're still shooting off the fireworks outside. I've had more than enough of my own fireworks this past month. I still look to him. And I keep telling myself he's going to provide for me. He has to, so that his name may be glorified. That we have reason, I have reason, to glorify his name. That others can look and see what he has done for me and glorify his name too. Unfortunately, I don't have any champagne ice cream to celebrate the new year, but I do have at a previous, they brought this out one Christmas several years ago. It's Jones special release soda, turkey and gravy soda. They brought it out for Christmas one year, several years ago, and at a previous job, I brought it in. I brought a bottle of it in, and they also had cheese and broccoli and smoked salmon soda, and I had like a little taste challenge there in the break room. Anybody that was brave enough to try it. We didn't much care for this. Well, nobody cared for any of them. We had the little like plastic cups. We pour a little bit in there, and they'd take a swig, and they couldn't do it. They'd spit it out or gag it down or something. I didn't much care for the smoked salmon or the broccoli and cheese, but I actually did enjoy the turkey and gravy. I was knocking it back like a madman. And everybody was just standing there watching me. So I got this at the antique store in town, True North, the antique mall. And they had them there in the fridge, and I got one. Because I remember that was the only one of the special edition sodas I liked. So This is what I'm going to be toasting the new year in with. Cheers. It's still good. I'm not sure if you could quite say this is turkey and gravy flavored, but it's not bad. It just has an unusual taste to it. I'm not really tasting the turkey or the gravy. But it's not bad. I don't hate it. Jones Soda used to come out with some really odd flavors for the holidays. They had turkey and gravy. They even had dinner roll flavored soda. And they even had Pepto-Bismol flavored soda. But they had more. They also had like apple pie soda and blueberry pie, banana cream pie, pumpkin pie, candy cane soda. One year for Halloween, they actually came out with black licorice soda. And apparently I'm one of the few people on the planet that actually likes black licorice. So I bought that. I pretty much bought out the whole stock on the shelf. They had it at Target. And I'd be sitting there with my glass, filled it up with black licorice soda, and everybody's like, "What are you drinking?" I'm like, "It's black licorice soda." It was good. I liked it. They only had it that one year and they never brought it back. Guess I was one of the few people that actually enjoyed it. Just seems like every time I find something I like, I'm the only person that seems to enjoy it, so they get rid of it. But I still look, and maybe someday they'll bring it back again. Pardon me. They still have something. They still have something on the bottle cap. See if I can see what it says. Green means go. That's what it says. Like I said earlier, I don't have champagne ice cream, but I do have the limited edition Van Leeuwen dill pickle French ice cream. How about that? Yada yada yada, eggs, plenty of them. Yada yada yada. Best ice cream on earth. I don't know about that, but they do come up with some of the most unusual flavors, which I'm always appreciative of. Oh, there it is. Happiness is healthiness. And nothing makes us happier than this dill pickle ice cream, because there's no stopping us. This tangy yet sweet pickle ice cream is more pickleized with a dill pickle swirl. Don't knock it until you try it, because you know you will. That's definitely what I'm going to do right now. Thank you. It is actually colder out in the car than it is in my freezer, because it's like down to the early 30s outside. So I figured it would keep better in the outside in the car. But let's see if I can do this without making a mess. Lots of luck. Sweet pickles, and it's a little spicy too. Sweet and spicy. Always an interesting combo. I approve. I like this. They've done it again. Very good. I'm still jogging my memory about the other things that have gone on this year. And it's good for me. It's good for me to recall the other things that have happened to me this year. Every year, Spotify comes out with your own personalized year in review. It gives you a rundown of all the stuff you listen to during the year. It gives you your list of the top 100 songs you listen to. I always take the top 10 and make a yearly playlist. It's always interesting. I always like to watch it and see how it changes from year to year. Some years you could just have an entirely new list of songs, and sometimes some songs do carry over from the previous year, or sometimes some songs will skip a year or two and then come back. I always like looking to see how the year went, what my top genres in music got played, which songs I listened to the most, and even tells you what months you listen to them the most in. And now they've added this thing. Now they've added some of the performers, the singers that made your list. They actually sent me little thank you videos, and some of them are a little surprising.
This is a special message from me to you. Basically a thank you note. Honestly, it looks like you listened to a lot of my music this year. Doesn't matter which era you were listening to, I'm very, very grateful to be on your Spotify Wrapped.
Damn you. I actually wrote a piece about that, and I read it at a couple of the open mic nights, and I even submitted it for our anthology this year. I don't really follow any one particular singer or group. I just like songs. And if somebody writes a song that catches my ear or grabs my attention, I will listen to it, regardless of whose song it is. And she actually did that this year. Well, technically last year. It started late last year, but two of her songs made the top 10. They were in the top 5. It's Nice to Have a Friend and Antihero. It's Nice to Have a Friend was, of course, used in the first trailer for Megan. It wasn't even really her singing. It was the chorus. It was cooing and oohing underneath her singing, and just the gentle melody. It just sort of went along well as it emphasized Megan and her gentleness and care towards Katie, and then of course it all goes south like it usually does, but it was a very effective song, and it was used very well. They didn't actually use it in the movie, but it was in the first trailer, and that's what drew me in. And then I heard Antihero. I didn't even know that was her song. I was just listening to the lyrics, and then I went home and typed in the lyrics, and lo and behold, guess whose song it was? And again, I actually identified with what she was singing about, being the anti-hero. And I'm like, that's twice now. Can we stop now? Okay, she's got 2 songs that I enjoy. Let's try not to make a habit out of this, okay? And speaking of Megan.
Hi! Oh my goodness, I just have to say first off, I am so honored that I'm on your Spotify Wrapped. Like, what? I feel so honored. Oh my goodness, thank you so much for listening to my music and supporting me and just being part of my family here on Spotify. It means so much. I love you. I'm very grateful for you, and I'm wishing you the happiest of holidays and the best new year coming up. Stay tuned for more music, and yes, keep streaming.
Spotify had on there the 2 clips of the songs that she sang as Megan. The Titanium one, and the other one she sang earlier, Tell Me Your Dreams. I think that's what it's called. I would have preferred it if they did a recording of her singing the complete songs and released those. That would have been cool. If they'd have released her versions of the 2 songs. That would have been a cool marketing tie-in. Megan's Greatest Hits.
I'm Edward Douglas, and this is Gavin Goska. We are Midnight Syndicate. We would like to thank you for your support of our music on Spotify this year.
It's been an exciting year with the new Brimstone Club album. We hope you enjoyed it.
We also hope you'll continue to follow us and see what we have in store for you for 2024.
Midnight Syndicate always does good stuff. I'll always listen to them.
Hi, I'm Sydney Rose, and if you're listening to this, I'm one of your top artists on Spotify. And I just want to say thank you so much for listening to my music. Making music is my most favorite thing in the whole world, and I hope my music has touched you in any way, shape, or form. And I love you so much. Thank you. Goodbye.
I found her song Turning Pages as they played it over a reel. I think it was on Instagram of this baby girl and the family dog as they grew up together, and they had a little montage of them growing up together. Her as a baby and him as a puppy, and just growing up together, and Turning Pages played over that montage, and I thought it was very sweet. And I found the song and added it to my playlist, and I would listen to it. It's good.
Hello, one half of iMonster here. Thanks for making us one of your favourite artists on Spotify in 2023. We'll be back in 2024 with new music and live shows. And until then, goodbye.
They actually had that book in the high school library. Yeah, their book selection, like most school libraries, their selection does leave a little something to be desired, but every once in a while you do find something good, and that was one of them. And of course, I was one of the few people that actually checked it out. If that's the one I remember, and I'm pretty sure it is. It was good. And their music was good too. They played the opening tune. Their tune played over the opening credits of Shaun of the Dead. That's where I heard it from. They do good. They did good. And this has been the last month for my sci-fi movie poster calendar. This month was Remade Classics Month. They remade remakes of The Thing, The Blob, and Invasion of the Body Snatchers. Body Snatchers came out in the late 70s and these two were in the 80s. But they're all good. I enjoyed them all. The 11th was Vampira's birthday. Here's my calendar for 2024. Excuse me. Beauty from Above. Scenic Inspirational Calendar. Courtesy of Fruland Funeral Home. They had a stack of these on the table in the foyer at the church. They only had 2 left, so I went ahead and got this one. It'll be nice, I'm sure. I haven't really thought about making any resolutions. the only resolution I've made for the last few years is just keep doing what I've been doing. I'm not so sure if that's what I should be doing this year, keep doing what I've been doing, especially considering what happened. But, well, I'll just play it by ear, see what comes up. So another picture on Facebook, it was some classical painting of a guy and a girl sitting on a bench together, and they had the funny captions. The guy asks the girl, he says, "So what do you do for a living?" And the girl says, "The best I can." Me too. What do I do for a living? The best I can. That's all any of us can do. God does all the rest. So, I don't really feel like saying Happy New Year, but instead I'll just say Happier New Year.